Also, why are we so weird about incest? Keep a straight face. It's such a weird thing to ask. No, I know. I'm kind of joking, but I'm also kind of serious. I don't have a brother. If I did have a brother, I know that I would definitely want to do it with him. Hear me out. I know that I would. I know that I would, because there's nothing sexier than being like, oh no, we shouldn't. Then you really want to, and it's so handy. They're in your family. They're there at all of your lowest moments. So, like Christmas time, you're drunk and you're bored. Ooh, entertain me, Stephen. Or it's your nan's funeral, and you're drunk and you're sad. Oh, cheer me up, Stephen. Anyway. I'll tell you the truth. No one likes that bit. No one, anywhere. It's never gone that well. So why don't I drop it? Because I like watching people's faces while I say it. I like watching you. You're like... It's a little show for me. It's very selfish of me. Anyway. He broke up with me because he didn't want to pretend to be my brother. And looking back, I shouldn't have told him, so... And I have still never been on an actual date. Now, I don't think that's that uncommon anymore. We're all too busy for dates, aren't we? I'm too busy. I'm like, you're not hungry, get upstairs. I've never been on an actual date. And I wouldn't really know what to say to someone. I don't know how you have a conversation without holding a microphone. And my friend who's the worst for this, my friend Aisling, who I've already mentioned, I've said she's brilliant, so I can now say she asks me all the time, like, oh, I'm going to do an impression of her. She's Irish, in case you don't... hot potatoes. Have you been going on any dates, Sarah? And then I said, no, actually, I haven't, because I find the idea quite stressful. She's like, top of the morning. You should be watching the programme, First Dates. What she's trying to say is, in that incredible impression, is... She's trying to say, watch First Dates on Channel 4. I didn't think I was going to like that programme, and I really like it. I think it's the most representative show on TV. They pick interesting, charming people to go on there. It makes you feel very hopeful, but I've got a problem with it, and that is that they're fetishising men paying the bill in heterosexual couples. It's creepy. Whenever a receipt hits the table, they do a kind of tracking close-up, like, ooh, what's going to happen? And then they zoom in on a man's face. Now, he's often had a terrible time, and he's just juddering under the weight of expectation. Like, don't worry, I'll get it. And then a woman puts up the least resistance you've ever seen. You sure? You sure? Are you sure? She didn't bring a bag. What is this? What is this still happening? Oh, there's one episode where the man doesn't pay. He insists on going halves with the woman, and everyone reacted like he shat on the table. The waitresses are bitching about him in the corner. The woman in her interview after the meal is crying down the camera. I had to buy my own pie. It's so shocking, because I thought we were all trying to work towards a society where there weren't expectations based on gender. I think we're giving men very mixed messages if what we're saying is, what do we want? Equality, respect, lasagna, green beans, small potatoes. If I was a man, I'd be furious about this and the double standards, but you're all too scared. You're all too scared to say anything. I asked my friends who are heterosexual and they're dating, I said to them, by the way, also, these women, they're like strong, independent, self-identified feminists, and they could afford food. And I asked them, I said, obviously, we all take turns in relationships. You don't expect a man to pay on the first date just because he's the man, do you? And they all said, it's not ideal. I know what you're getting at. It's not ideal, but it's just romantic. Which is interesting, because this thing about men paying, it's residual from a time where men had to buy the dinner because women didn't have any money because they were owned by men. You had to feed it or it died. What is romantic about being reminded how awful the olden days were? That I don't camp out on my Indian neighbour's lawn to remind him of colonial times.